Story of My Life, Chapter 8. No, I won't, I said, petrified of what was going to become of me next. You didn't hear me, did you? Yes, I did. Perfectly, I said, trying to confront a bully. If Grace could do it, then I could do it too. But, but Grace has been a crazy, brilliant girl for a long time while I'm a chicken. Screw me for talking back to Shen. Shen grabbed my shirt and pulled me forward to him, my desk between us. Now tell me what has got into you, Jensen, he bellowed. I got a goosebump immediately and incoherently uttered something to him. Jensen, you better do my assignment or I'll show you hell. And do mine first before you do yours. Understood? Yes, I stammered. Good, now continue to be good. Shen was saying before he was shoved to the floor. I looked up to see who did it and saw Victoria. Philip Victoria. What have you done? I whispered, even though I wanted to scream at her. Shen had never bothered Victoria nor gone near her, and I did think he knew she existed. But now I was damn sure he was going to start picking on her. What had she gotten herself into? Look for someone of your size to bully, coward, she said. Sweating already, she was scared. That was much for her to say to Sean, and the word coward would only make Sean angrier. I'm going to kill you if I get my hands on you. Whatever your name is, Sean said angrily as he got up. I walked up to Victoria and stood in front of her, spreading out my arms as Shun stood in front of me. Beads of sweat were already all over my face. Was that how much of a chicken I was? Screw me. Move away, Jensen, Shen commanded, moving his index and middle finger to the left. Please forgive us. It won't happen again, I pleaded. Shen scratched his temple, looking me dead in the eyes. He shook his head and pushed me hard to the floor. I saw him move closer to Victoria, whose lips were quivering. Next time, when I'm talking to Jensen, don't. Shin's remaining words got stuck in his throat because Victoria managed to kick his groin so hard and screwed in between his parted legs. Perhaps she was a good person that I should consider as a friend. She stood up for me when I least expected it. Sean dropped to the floor in pain, touching his groin as he grunted with clenched teeth. His two friends, Hazen and Ezzy, ran to him and helped him up by his shoulder. Will's Victoria came to me and lifted me up. Get up, she yelled hastily, and I complied with a heavy heart. If I get you both, you are a dead meat, Sean said, and freed himself from his friends coming for us. Victoria held me by my arm, and we ran out of the class, with Sean on the tail. We ran through the silent hallway, turned a bump into the prophetess. What's going on here? She screamed her lungs out. The prophetess, Miss Carson, was in her 40s. A slim, beautiful woman with three sons and a husband who was a businessman. She had her dark hair down, wearing a black and white suit with high heels. She was one person the school feared and would never dream of having an issue with her, not even the teachers. The three of us stood right on the spot. We were speechless. What's going on? She asked with clenched teeth. This is the second period and you're supposed to be in class. Justin, was it wrong? Miss Carson, I was saying as I glanced up, frightening at Shin, who was brooding and glaring at me. As Shin, he bullied Victoria and me in the class. That's a lie. Victoria pushed me to the floor. I did nothing wrong, Miss Carson. That's a lie, Victoria interjected. No, it's not, Sean snapped back. Shut up. What are you supposed to have in your class? Biology, I replied. And you decided to be wasting your time chasing each other? Follow me to the office, she said, and walked away, but we were, afraid of what she was going to do. When she noticed we didn't follow her, she looked back and shouted that I was afraid that school should. Now, Victoria pushed me forward and she walked behind us, grumpy. We got into the file office. It was painted sky blue. Her desk was full of file notes, documents, and her computer too. Beside her were a waste bin and small refrigerator in a corner. Miss Carson sat behind her desk, leaning forward where her fingers laced. How about I give you a referral sheet for bullying people? Your students came to secretly report me. It's too early to punish you three, but you three are annoying. Now, detention. Here is what you will do. Pick up your biology book and straight to the detention room. I'm coming there to check on you, and you will be there till the school closes. Now get out, this person said, waving us away. Simple as that. She wasn't in the mood to talk much. We did as Miss Carson had instructed us, and now we have a teacher at the front of us looking at the magazine. It's your fault, Philip Johnson. I should be out, damn it. Shen gave a stern look. We weren't the only ones in the detention room. There were two other boys and two girls, and one of the girls was chewing gum loudly. I didn't know if she knew how much sound she was making, but it was damn annoying. The teacher who was in the charge angrily put down the magazine and pointed at the girl. If I hear you chew the gum loudly again, I will send you to the prefectures and you will get suspended since that is what you want, right? The girl looked calmly and responded, no. Good. He eyed and picked up his magazine bag, and the girl raised her middle finger at him. Hey, are you all right? Victoria asked as she came closer to me. I looked at her and wanted to get mad at her, but I thought back to how she stood up for me when no one in the class did. I presumed I had to be friends with her. I will be fine, I smiled. You? Victoria grinned. Oh, I'm scared. We both know she won't stop bullying. I'm scared of what he might do to us after we get out of here. We better keep our heads down, or better still, we told Bisola and Toyin. Why aren't they in school? I don't know, but you're their best friends. Yeah, I know. Telling them will be a good idea, right? Yeah, they will do something about it that will refrain Shin from laying his hands on us. I felt somehow saying that I just wish I could deal with this issue myself instead of relying on friends. I didn't know why I was this fearful. Damn, but they were great friends to rely on. I looked at Victoria, who was already reading her notes, and said to her, thank you, Victoria, Philip Victoria. Victoria held my hand, saying, you are welcome. Seriously, thank you. She smiled. It's okay. That's what friends do. Friends? Are we friends? I didn't know we are friends, Victoria said disappointedly as she bowed her eyes. Why have you been talking to me since I got to school today? Oh, about that? I'm sorry. I just wanted to be your friend, that's all. Why? Because you think I'm pathetic? What? No, I just wanted to make friends with you, that's all. And you're Bisol and Twine's friends. They aren't your friends. I want to be their friend. You don't even know them. It's okay if you don't want me to as your friend to befriend Bisol and Toyin. I get it. They are your best friends. I can be alone. There was a tone of distress in her voice. I smiled and hugged her. I was only teasing you. She didn't deserve that sort of attitude from me after standing up for me, but I just wanted to know how she was going to feel. I want you to be my friend because you deserve to be a friend. I want to be with your friend because you are somebody I should befriend. Philip Victoria. Oh, Victoria hugged me tighter. You better start reading before I report you to the floor pretress, the teacher screamed. Lord, I hope we won't tear his lung out before the school closes. God will take control of everything and soon we'll be out of this high school, right? Victoria asked me. Huh? Yeah? Good. Ought to have intervened when my lot was miserable, perhaps. He would with time. I began flipping through my note when I heard the bell ring for the third period. Oh, it was good to be alone today. The school closed past 4, and I saw no sign of Bisola and Toyin. I made my way to where Mom was teaching instead of going home. I still wore my hoodie because I couldn't risk sanction and getting beat up by him. I knew it was probability, but I wasn't taking chances. The, the clouds started become the clouds started becoming gray. The breeze started blowing up my skirt, and I knew it was gonna rain. It didn't give any sign at all. If I had known it was going to rain, I would have made my find my way home. I walked faster to beloved high school, recalling the direction my mom had told me. It was just 30 minutes away from school. I caught sight of the school and saw that it was already deserted, except for some teachers who were just driving out of the school gate. I saw my mom entering a car while a man opened the door for her, and they were smiling at each other. I ran quickly to the parking lot and stood in front of the car. My mom opened the car with a look of astonishment and came to hug her. Babe, you didn't tell me you were coming. You okay? She ran her hands over my face. I just need to talk to you, Mom. About what? The man at the driver's seat opened the car, but I didn't even spare him a glance. Can we talk alone, just you and I asked, and I held her hands tightly. Yeah, sure. She straightened and looked over to the man and back at me. Tessin, I want to meet Gideon, she said, and led the way to where Gideon was. Gideon, this is my daughter, Tissan, Tissan, Gideon. Hello, Tissan. Gideon waved at me with a smile face. Hi, I greeted, taking a full look at him. Okay, Gideon was muscular and tall, but not extremely tall. Her beard was shaved and he was cute. I was talking to my daughter alone, so I won't be able to come with you. She can come with us. Really? My mom said, yeah, he confirmed. Look at me. Would you mind coming to the restaurant with us? Say yes, please. These two would talk, and I will excuse myself, I promise. I thought about this for a while, and I said yes. Bringing a smile from my mother, maybe Gideon was a good guy. We entered into it. His white Mercedes Benz, and Gideon drove in silence as we listened to the music titled Booed Up by Alamia. After a few minutes, we got to a nearby restaurant and entered. I went to sit at the corner, and my mom got the hint and followed me. Gideon came over and asked if we wanted anything, but we said not yet. Not after we done talking. Later, Gideon ordered that he wanted and went to his seat. I looked over at him and saw he was taking his ice cream already and going through his phone with a sign. I decided to unbother what I had been keeping from her. Mom, I'm getting bullied again, I said softly. What? Mom nearly shouted. When did this start? Today? Yesterday? Tell me. 2 or 3 weeks, Mom. I can stand up to any of them. I feel weak, I scared, and sometimes useless. I didn't tell you this because I didn't want to bother you. You didn't on your plate to worry about me. I just can't take it anymore. I finally said how I felt and began feeling tears soaking my eyes. Shh, baby, she held my hands. You should have told me I am your mother and have every right to know. I'm just so useless and a coward. I sobbed a little loudly, which much have many people glance at us. I didn't know if coming to tell her was the right decision, but I needed someone to talk to. This all until ran around, and I just wanted to cry my feelings and out in the presence of someone I trusted. I couldn't hide it from her anymore. Hey, you are useless, nor are you a coward, because if you had been a coward, you wouldn't have come for me when your dad was beating me up, she said and stroked my hair. She was right. Maybe I wasn't much of a coward, but I couldn't stand up for myself in presence of my mates. Why couldn't I do that? I just feel so bad. I know, honey, and I have to speak with what purposes of yours. Looks like she isn't doing her job well when it comes to student bullying each other. I guess my mom passed me a t-shirt and smoked it with my tears. You'll be fine, alright? I'm sorry I didn't tell you earlier. It's okay, I will do something about it. You're bad enough on your shoulders. Don't bother yourself about me. I will be fine, so you will. I promise I will try my utmost best. And Mom, with distressed tone, she wiped my tears, and afterwards she went over to Gideon before she went to get us something. Gideon came over to where I sat in front of me, and I hope my mom didn't say a word for Gideon about what I told her. Hey, you! He gave me a big tight smile. How are you? Normal? Are you really well? Yeah, I'm fine. I heard you sobbing. It's personal, please. All right, he said and relaxed back to the chair. My mom came over and gave us a snack, and I assume she looks like Rachel. Gideon said, smiling at my mom. Really, I didn't know that. Not exactly, but why people tend to look slightly alike, biological or not. This all took after her dad's complexion, while Baya took after mom's dark skin. I was dark-skinned girl and an average height with a slim body shape. It was just me. Mom went to detail about how Gideon was nice to her and how he had promised the people of what photography work my mom was into, and I secretly liked him for his generosity. Thank you for everything, sir.